Usually, when there's a health problem, it can lead to two different outcomes. One, it can lead to death. Two, if it does not lead to death, the person affected by the health issue may continue to live on with some form of disease or disability. So information on death, disability, and disease are really important because they help us understand the true impact of the health problems on the populations that we care most about. On the other hand, it is also really meaningful because we can use these statistics and educate ourselves, but also inform our governments, the communities, and others why change is important and what they need to focus on in order to create the change that we want them to. So, for example,
globally, road injuries are the top cause of death for boys aged 15 to 19, while tuberculosis and maternal conditions are the top causes of death for girls 15 to 19. Zooming into St. Lucia, an island nation in the West Indies, we can see that road injuries are the top causes of death for boys aged 10 to 19, whereas interpersonal violence is the top cause for girls aged 10 to 19. Information about disease or disability is provided through Disability Adjusted Life Years, also known as DALYs. DALYs are a helpful concept as they tell us about the health status of a group or a country, and specifically the number of years lost due to disease or ill health. Using DALYs, we can understand the burden of different diseases in a context. For example, in Brazil, interpersonal violence is the top cause of disabilities in adolescent boys aged 10 through 19, whereas depressive disorders and anxiety disorders show up among the first three causes of disease and disability in girls aged 10 to 14 and 15 to 19. This shows that violence and mental health problems like anxiety and even depression are huge health issues that affect the youth in Brazil, and that we need urgent action to respond to this. What happens sometimes is that we know by talking to our friends, seeing our community, and living where we are that some health issues are really affecting our people, but it's not always easy to communicate and convince those in power to care about it and act on it. Data is useful here. Data can objectively evaluate these complex and often abstract issues into concrete numbers, which make these issues easier to understand and easier to convince others to understand as well. We can use data to say, hey, this is the problem we have, look at how badly it affects our people, and this is what we could do to address it. So take a look at the Adolescent Health Dashboard. What causes the most disability and death in your country? Does that dashboard's data match with your own experiences living where you are? Think about that.